Today I'm going to make some crabapple jelly. Now you're probably wondering why I'm doing crabapple jelly when normally I would be doing game, but crabapples go brilliantly with wild game, be it pheasant, be it wild boar or venison. Picked these beautiful crabapples in our local park there yesterday. I've picked about, I'd say about 15-20 kilos, but today I'm going to do 2 kilos of crabapple jelly. And this one I'm going to do with lemon, the zest of a lemon. I will do some with some cinnamon in them, and I'll also do some with cloves in them. So firstly, I'm going to halve all the apples, and then I'm going to put them in a pot here, and I'll render these down on the stove. It takes about 35-40 minutes to render them to a pulp. So that's the last of the apples now halved. So now I'll put the zest of a lemon in. And I'll hold the juice for the second part. I can add the juice into the second part. You don't put any sugar in at this stage. You just want to reduce the apples down to a pulp. And then you will have to strain it, but sure, I'll show you that as we go through the video. So now we're going to add the water. I have 2 kilos of apples in there, so the rule of thumb would be that it would be 2 litres of water to add. I don't normally do that. I normally just cover the apples with sufficient water, and as you can see, those apples now are actually covered with water. I'm reluctant to add actually in too much water because I don't want my jelly to be too runny. So I think that's more than enough for me now, to be quite honest. So on to the next stage now. We just put this on a gas ring here and bring it to the boil. I'll simmer it then until it's broken down to a pulp. I will give it an odd stirring just to help it break down. It'll make it go quicker for me. So our pulp is down. I've let this cool a small bit. As you can see, I have a very complex setup here. This is a stool that's probably only taken out twice or 3 times a year for this purpose. I normally use a cheesecloth, but to be honest, I can't find it at the moment. So, and my wife isn't here today or maybe tomorrow, so I'm using one of her tea towels. They work fine, absolutely perfect for this. I'll just let this strain down through the cloth. I hope, I might just pour this in actually, because some of it has actually gone over the table. And it's not something my wife would be pleased with. Now, don't be tempted to push the pulp through because it will make your liquid cloudy, and as a result your jam will be cloudy. We've all been tempted, and I have done it in the past, but you're better off just letting it, leave it overnight, and you'll have nice clear liquid in the morning. Right, so our liquid has been reducing overnight. I've now got 1,240 grams of liquid. So I'm just putting that into the pot. I'm going to add my juice of 1 lemon. And to this I'm going to add 930 grams of sugar. It usually is 750 grams of sugar to 1 kilo of liquid, or 1,000 grams. So I'm just going to stir that on a gentle heat until the sugar dissolves, and then I'll bring it to a hard boil. So what I've done is I've put some jars, I've cleaned them with soapy water, and I've now put them into the oven to sterilise them. 180 degrees for 15 minutes I find is more than adequate. So at least my jars will be sterilised before my sugar is ready. Right, so we've reached our set point of 104 degrees. Normally people would say 105, but I actually find with the crab apple there's so much pectin in it that it actually sets quite well at 104. So I'm just going to fill up these jars now, and I'll put the lids on then and I can leave them. So that's it, that's the first batch I've made. I've labelled these up. I've also put lemon on it because my next batch I intend to do with some cinnamon in it, and the batch after that I'll do with some cloves. I hope you've liked this video, and if you have, please click like and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, but it would help with my stats.